Beers. Bloody brilliant.
Beers.
Bloody brilliant sport.
Yes, hello and welcome back to the Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast brought to you by Bluebet.
That's Klutz. I'm Das. We're Bloody Brilliant Beers. We started off reviewing craft beers on Facebook, and now we bring you the conversations that you'd more than likely hear from the front bar of your local. And as always, we're coming to you podcast live from our local.
The Caxton Hotel. Sorry, I was just enjoying a delicious beverage.
That's all right. The Caxton Hotel is the greatest pub on the entire planet, I would say. This is our weekly sports show, but it's probably a little bit different to any sports show you've ever heard before. If you're looking for a breakdown of statistical analysis and, strategical thinking, then as always, we'd ask that you kindly fuck off, because you're not going to get it. But before we get stuck into the show, like we always do, Klutzy, let's get a fucking bloke down our throat. Bloke in a Bar Lager, the greatest beer on planet Earth. Shout out to Kempy from Bloke in a Bar, sponsor of this week's show. As always, if you want to get a bloke down your throat, go to blokeinabar.com and enter your postcode in the store locator. Josh, how are you, mate?
Mate, I'm pretty good. We're halfway through the week when we're recording tonight, so
Hump day's nearly over.
So
We've got a big weekend ahead of us as well. We've got a big weekend ahead of us, but we'll get to that later.
We will.
This time of year is my favourite time of year. You've probably heard us talking about it for the past few weeks now. It's Origin time. State of Origin, baby.
It is.
Queensland versus New South Wales. We fucking love Queensland probably more than anything in this world.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
And this time of year, I think we said it last week, it's like Christmas. If you like rugby league, this is Christmas. Origin's in the air. And all that we've been hearing for the last few weeks is speculations around sides, who's going to be picked. People are making their predictions. The teams are out. There's a few surprises, but, this is not the podcast where we fucking pick apart teams. And
yeah, we're not going to delve into the selections and the who's there and who's not.
Because people are probably doing it better than us. That's not what we do. But one thing we do know is how to pub crawl.
Yeah, we do. We know how to sink piss.
We do know how to sink piss. We pride ourselves on it. If you're new here, enjoy the content. There's plenty of it. But instead of picking a State of Origin team, we thought, maybe we'll put together a squad of people we'd want on a pub crawl.
Yep.
Now, this can be anyone. I think a few of mine might be dead or alive.
Yep.
Man, woman, sportsman, not sportsman. But this is our pub crawl 13. We're going to have an extended bench and a coach and stuff as well.
Yep.
But it's our pub crawl side if we were to select it today.
Yep.
So to kick things off, Clutch, I think you've got a fullback for us.
Yeah, man, I got a fullback and he's arguably the GOAT of... He could be considered the GOAT in three things now.
Okay.
So, fullback 5'8" and pub crawl veteran.
There you go.
Darren Lockyer.
Yeah.
Listened to a couple of yarns yesterday from him, and we've heard a bit of stuff about him, seen him out and about. I just think that someone who's so calm and poised on the field obviously would be not calm and not poised off the field and would just rip in and let loose.
Bit of a leader too. Like he'd guide you around, and he's put in the hard yards. He's been there before. Like he's no stranger to the spotlight. Like,
he'd hold you accountable as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So any sort of drinking rules that you had, the big one that comes to mind is Buffalo. If people aren't adhering to the Buffalo rules, which we won't get into unless you're a part of Buffalo Club, he'd be right on them and he'd be enforcing that the people go through with the punishment.
And from hearing him speak a number of times, something I've always thought about him is that he's very like team first, People say, you won a Clive Churchill, how was he? He's like, I got lucky. I was in a good team, How did it feel to captain the state? I was in a good era, got lucky. It's like, mate, you didn't. You're the fucking best player ever. But someone like that's just putting his teammates before him, and that's who you want leading you around a pub crawl, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he'd be great.
Every man's going to be accounted for. You know what I mean? He's not leaving someone behind.
No, he's not.
You want him at the back, safe hands. We love it. Now, on one sting, I thought a good addition would be Mitch Johnson. Terrifying.
Oh, yes.
Bit of fucking aggression, bit of
big
passion.
Unit.
Big unit, tall unit.
Yeah.
Obviously good under the high ball, but he's just someone that you want in your corner, I think.
Yeah, 100%. If things went south, you'd definitely have him in your corner. I also think it'd be humorous to watch him drink a schooner with that mustache.
Yeah, 100%.
The froth would get stuck in there and you could all make jokes about it and laugh. And you might even get lucky enough and be able to tickle it off his mustache.
Exactly right. But he's one of those blokes you want on your team, right? I feel like if he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team, he'd be terrifying and intimidating. Not that he's going to, get into trouble, but he's someone you want in your corner.
Yeah, he literally terrorised an entire nation.
And he'd be happy to make a tough carry when it's needed out of your own half, which is what you want. Now we move on to the centres. I've got these two down pat.
Yep.
First one's Mick Fanning.
Nice.
I'd fucking love to have a beer with Mick Fanning.
Yeah.
Just a fucking great Australian.
Pick his brain, but not so much pick his brain in the sense of how you're so good at everything. It's just been like best places to piss up around the world.
Yeah, 100%. But also, like, literally punched a shark in the head.
Yeah.
Like, he's not fucking...
He's not fucking around,
No, from anything. Like, he's also, like, surfed some insane waves. Like, nothing's going to scare or phase him.
Bro, anyone who's a professional surfer in my eyes is a fucking psycho.
Yep.
Pipeline and shit like that, man.
On, like, reefs and shit. Yeah.
I remember being over in Hawaii. They said, like, learning to surf at Honolulu,
Yeah.
it's, like, calm as.
Yeah.
But you want to learn how to not fall off quickly because it's just reef below.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck.
Insane.
How do people do
It's
that?
an insane mentality.
It's fucked.
Anyone who's happy to punch a shark in the face that's attacking him, like, that's someone who's going to stand up for his mates.
Started a pretty successful beer brand as well.
Exactly. He's got
So he
runs on the
obviously loves
board.
piss.
Yeah, exactly right. It's a no-brainer for me.
Yep.
The other centre, which I think is also another no-brainer, Bob Hawke.
Nice.
Like, he epitomises a pub crawl to me.
Yeah.
Like, steady, but knows how to have fun.
Solid on the outside. If he needs to dish it off to Mitchell Johnson, he's willing to do that, but he's already made a tough carry himself.
Yep.
Made plenty of meters, and he's just giving it off to Mitchell to finish.
That's it. And as we all know, we've seen clips of him sculling beers left,
Yeah.
right and centre. He said anyone who sacks someone for not going to work tomorrow is a bum. Like, he knows how to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
He's someone you want around you when you're on a pub crawl.
He would be great.
Yeah. Again, a born leader.
Yeah.
Born leader who knows how to have fun.
A leader of not just a team, but a leader of a nation.
And you do need leaders in pub crawls because, like, you know, you get to a place and you're like, fuck, let's have another beer here. You're like, no, we've got our plan. We've got to stick to it. We've got to move on. So he's someone you want. All right. And I think you've got the other winger for us.
I've got the other winger. It comes in the form of Ben Cousins.
Yep.
You never really know what you're going to get with Ben.
No, but it'll be
particularly
fun.
these days, but it'd be fun as he's electric. He's quick. He knows how to party.
Yeah. He knows
And
his way around a party. That's for sure.
As well, wingers are typically known as finishers.
Yep.
I don't think Ben's ever finished.
Yep.
He's just continually going and going and going.
Yep.
So he's probably
you
going to
do
be the
need
winger
that.
that's going to be doing the tough carries out of the
Exactly.
back
Late in the
from
game.
kickoffs,
Yeah, exactly right. Who do you turn to?
When everyone else is down, we
Yeah.
know that he is wired to the brim with
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
We don't know what from,
No.
but we know he's got that energy
Yeah.
and he can
When you
just
need
keep
it.
going. Not 80 minutes, like fucking 3 weeks.
4 days. Yeah. Whatever. It'll be, yeah. I can see exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
selection on the wing.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a formidable backline. Now, you've got our halves pairing as
I've
well.
got our
I think.
halves pairing. I've gone for Cameron Munster.
Beautiful. Like that, he was going to be my
Mudguts.
6 as well.
Yep,
like,
yep. There's no way you can't have 6, and I reckon we could have the same 7.
Yep.
Alfie. Yeah. 2 Queensland thoroughbreds
Yeah.
who different generations, but I feel like a leader of men
Yeah.
in both their known generations.
100%.
Cam Munster these days, just fucking great football player, but also great off the park.
Like, look,
Never heard a bad word about him.
look no further than when the Storm won the premiership in the COVID year and Origin was straight afterwards.
Yep.
And they literally had to drag Munster away from grand final celebrations to go into Queensland camp. But then he literally had the best performance of his life and the worst Queensland side of all time.
The fact
Origin.
that he was begging Wayne Bennett for
One more night.
for one more night on the piss is so funny. So I just think he's great, but of course you need Alfie there.
Yeah.
Because Alfie's still in and around
The
it.
little Marshall.
Yeah, he just keeps everyone going and going.
He'd
If
keep
you-
everyone in line as well. He'd be like, you've been quiet in the corner. You need to someone get that man a drink. Like, he'd be barking orders.
But the way he'd be doing it, he wouldn't be a cunt about it.
No
either.
shit, no
He'd
shit,
be
no.
so good towards you.
He'd be fucking like G'ing everyone up, getting everyone excited
And
for
do
it.
you know what's great? And we know this as well. If you've had a night on the piss with Alf, he will remember your name when you leave.
Yeah.
We had a night on the piss with him, and when we were leaving, well, we didn't see him for a few hours, then we were leaving, and he said goodbye to us, called us by name.
Yeah.
Now, that is what you need on the pub crawl because you're going to get deep into the sesh,
Fucking oath.
and you're going to be at multiple venues.
You need someone with the head screwed on when you're leaving the last venue, and that's going to be Alf.
It's also good as like a head count to make sure everyone's still with you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, I just think the drinks he consumes as well, second to none.
Yeah,
a 40
100%.
Red Bull connoisseur.
Yep.
So
You need one of them in every pub crawl.
You do.
Moving into the forwards, Josh. Now, I've got Hooker and potentially left field pick here, but I've gone Adam Gilchrist.
Oh, okay.
So my thinking is he did it all across many forms, right? T20, one-dayers, test match. He could do it all with the bat. Didn't matter where he was batting or what form the game
Serviceable.
was. The other thing was, like, he's solid as a rock when he needed him to be, but when he needed to up the tempo, he could.
Yeah.
So I think he has the record for the second fastest 100 in Test history.
Would you say he's opportunistic?
100%.
Yeah, okay.
Grabs life by the horns and fucking dictates where he wants to go. Now, you might be thinking, that's awesome. He's fucking can do it with the bat, but cricket's decided 2 games. What about the ball? He literally, as a wicketkeeper, is on from ball one to the very last ball. He's on every ball.
Yep.
Eyes on the prize. That's the one that you need. You need him there at the beginning, at the end. You know, you might go to a pub and it's a bit of a slower one. He's up the front, taking the lacquer off the nut, head down. Next thing you know, 4 hours later, you're a strip club. Who's fucking going nuts and hitting the second fastest 100 in history? Adam Gilchrist. He can do it all.
Yeah, I like that. What I like about that is when you bring in how he can play in all the different formats. I think a good half is able to choose when they need to take the run. Or when they just pass it off. The fact that he knows when he needs to go for it, because as you said, there could be a couple of people lacking, or we need to bring the spirits up a bit. I think that's phenomenal. I think it's a great option, and I'm honoured to have Adam as our hooker.
Have you got a prop for us?
I do. Now, props. Big fellas. They've always got your back.
Battering rams too.
Battering rams.
Send them out. Get the hard work done early. Get them
through
off.
the crowd. Get through the crowd. I'm thinking
you can have a breather when we get to the next pub.
They're also good for, let's say you get bashed. You know your prop's going to go and bash that person.
100%. Yeah.
So for that reason, we got Big Nelson.
Yeah. Good call. Great call.
Possibly one of the largest humans I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. He strikes me as the type of bloke that could drink a lot of beers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or tiki cocktails.
Yeah. Whatever floats your boat, really, Nels.
I just think Nelson is the sort of bloke that I'd like there because he's a bit of a quieter sort of fella. But when you need him and when the chips are down and he sees either one of his mates maybe getting towed up or something like that, rest assured Nelson is the first one there. And he's
100%.
delivering pain.
Yeah. I'd hate to be on the receiving end of some Nelson pain, that's for sure.
I also think if you have Nelson there, like the other people won't act up.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
So
bit of an enforcer.
So
like
your Nathan Browns of the world, they get a bit too lippy and then they see that there's fucking
Nelson in the corner, like, come on. Yep, I agree.
All right, fair enough. We'll step back, and that's why I'm not a starting NRL player anymore. Shout out to Nathan Brown.
Someone who might get a bit lippy and go a bit too hard too early, that might need to be pulled into rain by Nelson, was my other prop, which is Brendan Favola.
Yeah, nice.
We've all seen his performance at the Brownlow that year. The pressure point. Yeah. Obviously, the man knows how to party. But one of my favourite things ever was he was addicted to Uber Eats. Yeah. And that's exactly what you want from someone on a pub crawl. Like, looking forward to the next day, potentially looking after everyone when you've crashed. You know, you go to someone's house and crash out. Fev's got the fucking Uber Eats delivery sorted the next day.
I love that.
I think you've got our 2 second rowers as well.
Yeah, our edge defenders. Tavia and Sam, the security guards from the Caco.
I like it a lot.
There's no fucking way that we are not going to have a good time with them. For anyone that's been around the Caxton recently with the new security, it's just fucking second to none. Tavia and Sam leading the way.
Absolute legends.
They've got beats pumping before the game.
Sam
is rocking around with a big fucking speaker.
Boombox,
big boombox. Going around, gets the vibes up. Everyone is fucking keen.
Pumped,
You come back afterwards. They get you in, the music's going, everyone's having a good time.
They're literally on the dance floor with people.
They get on the dance floor with people. They get around the punters. They get around everyone.
But they also serve and protect.
They serve and protect. I think that's the best part. And if something happens to... If someone's fucking acted up, they're going to act quickly, swiftly.
And deal with the problem.
And get rid of the cunt.
Which is what you need on a pub crawl.
Which is what you need.
Because there's going to be this formidable lineup. There's going to be fucking dribblers everywhere trying to get a piece of it.
Exactly. So the boys will be paving the way, and you'll be a part of their family. And they fucking stick up for family.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know that
for a fact.
So don't fuck with them or fuck with any of this team. Or else you're going to get the full force of Prime Security.
That's it. Prime Security, shout out, sponsor of this week's podcast. And I've got our lock. Now, Clutzy, this might be a bit of a surprise, but I think the selection makes a lot of sense. And locking up the scrum, we've got Dawn Fraser, the darling of Australia. She's just fucking going to be there from go to woe. Just going with the flow. Just reliable, you know what I mean? What you need those people as well in a pub crawl. Like they're never going to be out the front fucking causing mayhem.
Yeah.
But whenever you go for a piss and you come back and you sort of don't have someone to chat to, Dawn's going to be
There's
parked
Dawn,
up at the bar
yeah.
with a schooner ready to go.
Fucking oath. Dawn's done some heavy carries for us as well, and that's what you need. Dawn's an 80-minute sort of player as well.
Yeah, 100%.
So converting that into the pub crawl sense, she will go all night.
Yep, which is what
She's
you need.
not taking a break.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
We move on to the bench. Now, Clutzy and I actually didn't tell each other who we picked, so my 14 was going to be Munster. Do you have a replacement 14 that could...
Yes,
potentially
I
go in
easily do. Maddie Johns.
Yep, that's a great one.
Maddie Johns coming off the bench.
Yep.
Because, sometimes people could be feeling a little bit down or we need a little bit of an injection of just energy.
Yep.
Maddie Johns comes on there and he just starts spitting yarns. It just encapsulates everyone.
Yep.
Runs a bit of shade.
Has the whole pub in the palm of his hand, wrapped around his little finger.
That's it. That's all he's there for. That's his job.
Yeah, just 20 minutes. Come on. We might be at pub 3 or 4 where some people are falling off the bandwagon.
Yep.
Maddie comes out, sorts them out. They're all back up and
he
about.
is a busy man, so he has to go back to the bench eventually so he can get back to normal proceedings.
Yep.
But I am a big fan of Maddie coming off the bench there.
That's it. Who else have we got on the bench? One that hasn't been named yet, and I'm scared he might have been your coach, but surely we've got to give Shane Keith Warner a run.
He's not my coach, but I agree. He needs to get on there.
There's no way he misses out. No. And we don't even have to fucking explain that. Like if you're listening to this, you should know why Warney's getting a run.
Warney is just the pinnacle of all that is a pub crawl.
If there was anyone, this is a big call. If there's anyone dead or alive I could have a beer with, it'd be Shane Warne, I reckon.
Yeah, fucking eyes.
Anyone.
Be so good.
Yeah.
Would be so good. It's sad that we'll never get the opportunity.
No.
Fuck, that would have been
elite.
Yeah. He just seems like a down-to-earth good bloke.
Yeah, and loves a good time.
That's it.
What more do you want?
Nothing. One of my other bench positions, mid-2010s, Ryan Freeney, back when he was fun.
Yep.
The injection of him just coming in for a few schooners and say it's like 11, 12 o'clock.
Yep.
And you're like, fuck, considering going back home to the misso, doing a smoke bomb. Boom.
There's no way Ryan's letting you out of there.
Hey guys.
No, Freddie would be more like, where the fuck are you going? Get back here. Like, there's no way he's letting anyone go home.
Yeah, that's it. So for those of you who don't know, Ryan Freddie, friend of the show, Pig Athletic Club. He is
a lunatic.
He's a lot of fun, but I would want him coming off the bench to inject some energy into my side.
Now, I think we've got one more bench spot, but I'm not sure, and I don't have anyone, so.
I do. So I've got Sterling Farquhar.
Yeah, I like that. He can take the final bench spot. The king of Caxton Street. The bloke knows how to bend. We do know that for sure. He goes fucking missing, usually from Sunday Arvo till about Thursday.
He is the bender king.
Yeah.
It is when that man, the definition of can't have one beer.
Yeah. Is Sterling Farquhar.
I
was actually having this conversation with him yesterday.
It's like you can't have a beer in an hour. He needs to have a beer
every 4 minutes.
Every 4 or 5 minutes over 3 days.
And also, I feel like the place you want to end up at the end of a fucking pub crawl is the Caco. And if there's a line up down the road, who's going to be able to get you in the front door?
Straight in.
He's going to look after you.
Now, I've got an 18th man as well.
Yep, like it.
Surprising selection, possibly.
Sometimes HIAs happen.
Yeah, so HIAs will happen.
Yeah.
Could have a couple of pass outs, something like that.
Yeah.
There could be some gronks in other pubs. That takes someone out, so it's an illegal hit.
Yep.
Sub someone in. Someone who we've seen getting into their work at the Caxton a fair bit. Curdy Capewell.
Yep. Loves a beer upstairs.
Loves a beer upstairs at the Caco.
Queenslander.
Fucking just big unit.
Salt of the earth, yep.
And he's going to come in and do a job and he'll have a yarn with everyone and a beer with everyone. And that's what you need.
Which is what you want on a pub crawl, basically. And have you got a coach for us as well?
I have got a coach, left of field. He's my own coach, Nathan Shaw.
Coach of Clutzy's local 6th grade team.
The bloke's in his 40s and he still plays as well. So when the troops are down, he can also
lift.
Fucking come out.
Yeah.
He can actually put the jersey on and go out.
Didn't he play fucking first grade for Dolby or something like a month ago when you were supposed to go out?
He went out and played, I think, B grade for Toowoomba.
Still.
Which is
huge
great.
Lift. Huge lift.
He's fucking good looking bloke, a leader of men.
Isn't he a lawyer or some shit as well? Like
barrister.
Smart as fuck.
Fucking smart ass. Just a hot
Not afraid of hard work.
No, not at all.
Like
But,
that's literally every quality you want in someone on a pub crawl.
mate, the fact is that every single time we have a home game, he is always the one constant.
Yeah.
He's always there afterwards having beers on a Friday night.
Love it.
And he's always getting everyone around the beers.
Love
He's
it.
an organiser behind the scenes. He's an organiser at the forefront.
Yep.
He's someone that you need leading the team.
Yeah, love it. That's basically our extended pub crawl side. So let us know if there's anyone who we've left out or you want to include.
Put your own pub crawl sides up as well.
Yeah, it's a good idea. There'd be plenty that we didn't think of, so we're keen to hear about them.
Dustin and I'll commentate the pub crawl night as well.
Yeah, fucking no. We'll just
That'd
follow
be
people
great.
around live
Yeah.
streaming it.
Yeah.
Rightio, second week in a row. Let's go. Clutzy's halftime rev up. We'll see you in the second half of the podcast.
Queenslander, 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 that's right, Suncorp Stadium, get behind your mighty Queensland Maroons as they take on the New South Wales Blues. We're coming out, we're dropping him into the hallowed grounds of Suncorp and sending these pricks home. Queenslander, 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 Queenslander.
All right, Clutzy. I saw this on Facebook during the week, and it sort of took me by surprise. It's like a quote, I guess.
Yep.
Now the PGA Tour is on at the moment, or was just on. I don't really know too much about golf, but I'm pretty horny for golf, to be honest. But anyway, I saw this quote from Rory McIlroy, who's a professional golfer.
Yep.
And it was obviously leading into the competition, and he said, this is verbatim: I thought I got a great night's sleep last night, and I looked at my Whoop, which I think is like a sleeping
App or something.
yeah. And I was 22, and it says, and I was 22% recovery, and my skin temperature was 3.5 degrees higher than whatever it's been. I'm fighting something. And to me, I'm just like, what the fuck does that even mean, bro?
That sounds like when Bernard Tomic was complaining about he wouldn't make the Australian Open because I'm getting sick. I have COVID. Like he was just like instantly saying he was sick from it.
And like the first thing I thought of was, I always find this so funny when they like, when you're watching the footy and they bring up, there's like it's not the main commentator. They'll bring in like a Cooper Cronk or a Lockyer or a Brad Fittler or a Andrew Johns or something.
Yeah.
And they'll start speaking, and then down the bottom of the screen will be like Darren Lockyer. And instead of being like the greatest ever fucking Queenslander, it'll be like grew up on a farm in Roma.
Yeah.
Andrew Johns drives a red Nissan fucking Micra.
Bro, they do it in the NFL all the time. It is so
like every time I see it, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like out of everything they could have picked, Corey Parker once had 13 hit-ups in the first half of a Broncos game. Like
just obscure stuff.
Yeah. So we've got a big weekend coming up, a wedding, and I've written some obscure stats on myself, which could potentially like predict how my weekend's going to go. Now, I don't know if you got around to writing any of yours.
No.
But these are the ones that I came up with. So this is all basically off the back of this week too. I've had a 90% solid post-coffee poo rate this week.
Nice.
So I'm guessing that my guts are going to be ripe and raring to go ahead of the wedding this weekend. Should be no issues. Sometimes you wake up, you got a bit of an upset stomach.
Yep.
I'm 90% solid after coffee this week. So I'm talking about directly after coffee, first shit.
That's good.
90% solid rate.
That's good.
It's going well.
Yep.
The other thing is I've actually got a 100% blackout rate when I get on the piss with Ben Bennett's. Now, for people who don't know, Ben Bennett's great friend of the podcast. He's been on quite a few times. He's best man of this wedding. So signs are pointing to...
Chances are...
I'm about to black out.
Won't remember.
No, fuck no. Yep. Benny also told me he's going to strictly drink champagne the entire wedding. Those two stats I feel are pointing towards quite a good night. I also have a pretty high conversion rate of 85% of getting first night fever.
Yep.
So this wedding we're going to...
Only 85?
I would say only 85.
Surprised by that.
And the other 15, usually I'm completely not drinking. So if I have a beer on the first night, it's all over. And the wedding we're going to is on Sunday, but we'll be down there Saturday night. So
Sunday could be rough.
Sunday could be very, very rough. I'm more worried about Monday, to be honest. And something else from this week, I actually ate a whole block of dairy milk chocolate in one sitting. So I think that just proves that I've got really good attention to detail and willpower to get stuff done. You know, a lot of people would start feeling sick after a few blocks and throw the towel in, but not me. So my guts are right. Ben Bennett's going to be there. There's a night before the wedding where we're going to be away, and nothing's going to stop me this weekend. So much like Rory, I think I've got something.
Yeah, I think there's something in that.
And what I've got is the need and want to just go on a bender.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I've got a 95% chance of getting teary and crying during
that's actually one that I left out as well. I'd say I've got a 100% chance.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to a wedding without shedding a tear, so...
Well, the last few events I've been to have been funerals, which aren't the happiest of occasions, but I feel like just being surrounded by so much love is just going to really get to me.
Yep.
So I feel like that's going to happen. There's a 77% chance that everyone's going to crack the shits when I'm not hungover. But on the contrary, there's also a 40% chance that I actually do get hungover because it's been happening a bit more regularly.
Yeah, and recently. I feel like weddings where you drink like wine and shit like that as well, like the stuff you don't normally drink, which could, like, I don't think there'll be too many blokes floating around. So hopefully that doesn't cause trouble, but it has in the past.
There's also a 100% chance that the bride's mother will be dancing with me on the dance floor because these hips will not lie.
No shit, no.
And I'd say 110% chance if Kylie Minogue starts playing that I might do my hemming.
Did you, you could request a song when you RSVP? Did you request Kylie?
I think I did actually.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
it was a long time ago. I reckon there's also 100%.
Back in October?
Yeah, something like that. It was ages ago.
That's around Rig Comp, I think I did.
So it would have been fresh. I think there's a 100% chance that Love wins as well.
Yeah. There's also a 90% chance that I ruined my clothes.
Yeah.
I specifically didn't buy a white shirt as well. And I tried to get a darker coloured. Just stuff that will hide stains.
Yeah, see, I didn't think that. That's smart. The scary thing about this wedding is there's a recovery on Monday, and I think that's actually really fun. Like, I love recoveries because you get to sit there and like recap the night before.
Yep.
As long as you're not the drunkest at the party the night before.
Yeah.
So we just got to make sure... You just got to make sure there's one person who's drunker than you.
Oh, I know this is a sports pod, but just on that, we had a mate of ours, right? His older brother got married.
Yep.
And another mate of ours was invited along to it.
Yep.
Apparently, this bloke was just going at it with some chick on a couch, just hooking up with her at the wedding reception the night before.
Nice.
In front of everyone. Everyone was like, holy fuck. The next day, they're at the recovery. The chick had that much head noise about it that she didn't rock up to the recovery and just went home.
Noisy.
Because she was like, I just did that at a wedding reception.
Yep. I'd back it. Love wins. That's
do you have any idea who the person is?
No, but I could probably guess if I think about it.
Loves an expensive Uber.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's all making sense.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in for Mondays. Well, it's going to be Wednesday's pod off the back of the wedding because we'll probably be pretty noisy ourselves.
And we're going to look to get one of the boys back on. One of the OGs. For the old listeners, we'll try and get either the Brizzy Villain or Roz on.
Yeah, maybe whoever's MVP.
Yeah.
We'll see though.
Be a lot of contenders for that. Alrighty, guys. So just want to give a quick shout out to the St. George Dragons. Obviously pipped the Roosters on the weekend, but they've just become the first team in history.
Is that true?
Yeah.
The first team in history? Okay.
First team in history to win a game and then actually be demoted to last. Or it might have been the last time that something like that happened was 2018 with the Cowboys, I think.
I had a feeling it was 2018 as well, but I wasn't going to.
But the fact that you win a game
and go down on the ladder
and then go down on the ladder is fucked.
It's the most St. George thing ever.
You'd hate to see it,
but you kind of love to see it.
But it was sort of funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious, but shout out to them.
It's the most Dragons thing I've ever heard, basically. And bit of a sad story, I guess, if you're a Dragons supporter. Like, that's fucking your problem, I guess. Why would you be?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was your decision to support them.
Yeah, exactly right. Much like Josh's decision to support the Storm. It doesn't make sense, but people do it. Yeah. But I actually do have a nice story for us to finish on this week. Now, we touched on Rory and the golf before.
Yep.
Another golf story. Again, I'm not fully across golf, so apologies if I've misquoted or whatever.
Clearly not. I've seen you play.
Yeah, fucking oath. I've got a lesson tomorrow, so hopefully it goes well. But there's a bloke named Michael Block. Have you heard this story from during the week?
Block. I've seen the name, but I didn't read into it. No.
So he's 46 years old and he's a golf pro in California. So basically, he's a golf pro. I think means just you earn a living by playing golf. So
each club has a pro.
Yeah. He offers lessons at this club in California. 46-year-old. He charges $125 for a 45-minute lesson, which is pretty standard.
Reasonable, yeah.
Last week, for the first time ever, he made the cut for a PGA competition.
Wow.
So there's like an X number of pros and you can go and play, and if you play well enough, I think you've got to make the top 20 or something.
Yep.
You progress and play with the pros.
Yep.
So not only did he... and he also used a set of 9-year-old golf clubs, irons, tailor-made irons, 9 years old, which is fucking hectic when you think about the likes of Rory McIlroy would have been playing with a brand new set for that competition, right? So not only did he play, but he ended up finishing 15th out of everyone. Like he just fucking
in the recent game
played his cock off. Like at the end of the comp, he finished 15th. Played his actual cock off. He topped it off with a hole-in-one that did not touch grass. It fucking slammed dunk into the hole. Like it literally landed in the fucking hole. He didn't believe it. He's like, did that actually go in the hole? Like hectic. Anyway, from finishing 15th, he banked nearly 300 grand, and I think because he finished so high, he's now qualified for next year to like go on the tour and play every game, which is unbelievable.
Awesome.
But 300 grand is about 2.4 thousand times more than one of his lessons, meaning that if he didn't have a break and taught lessons back to back to back to back, he'd need to teach 1,800 hours worth to make the same amount of money, which is teaching for 75 days straight.
Holy fuck.
Is that not fucked? And I thought we could leave you with, hopefully this plays from where I want it to play from, a quote from him to finish off the pod. This is Michael Block after finishing 15th. Thanks for listening to this week's show. We'll see you on Monday for blowing the froth off. Bye for now.
This was the best week of your life. What do you call it now?
Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate you making me cry. It's amazing. I'm living a dream. I'm making sure that I enjoy this moment. I've learned that after my 46 years of life that it's not going to get better than this. There's no way. No chance in hell. So I'm going to enjoy this, and thank you.
Yeah, fucking
guy.
Good. Enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.
Inspirational.